Hey guys, and welcome to E3!
Yay!
Yay!
I know we're dealing with EA here, but a little bit more hype, please.
Yay!
I've got an air horn somewhere if you want, but no.
I'm AdfoTV. I'm the host for today, and I'm joined by Gin Tonic and three wonderful gentlemen called Fog, BillyMFMays, and BlindIRL.
It's weird that Gin Tonic isn't talking. Like, you brought a friend, and your friend hasn't said a word.
Oh, it will come out. Don't worry. It'll start speaking very shortly.
When do we change the overlay to gin and tonic?
Just Gin and Tonic, BillyMFMays.
Let's talk a little bit about the press conference and what do we expect from it.
I'm taking a sip of my mead right now.
Should we establish a drinking game every time microtransactions are mentioned?
I don't drink, so what I'm going to do is just hit my head on my desk every time I do that. Same effect, right?
Yeah.
You know, Whirlpool, I'd be excited about a new Peggle.
Peggle would be Peggle Battle Royale.
Oh man.
Sim Earth Battle Royale.
Dude, could you imagine 100 people shooting Peggle balls into a giant fucking pachinko machine?
How would it work though?
Peggle Battle Royale?
Well, no, like Madden Battle Royale.
Obviously you just give everybody swords. Like, it's just real-time Blood Bowl.
So what you want is chivalry made by EA.
I want chivalry, but instead of like knights and soldiers, you're playing football. Actually, no, I just want third-person Blood Bowl.
You just want them to repurpose the wonderful NFL stadiums that they have over in America and just kind of dig a pit, have some tigers, and go full Coliseum.
Pretty much,
yeah,
just modern-day gladiators.
What I wonder is whether or not Anthem's going to be a big focus in this press conference. Their development history has been a little rocky over the past couple of months, and I wonder if EA has something more exciting to kind of focus on. That's going to be like the big surprise. And that's kind of like hide Anthem a little bit away.
That is really curious because I have talked a little bit about Anthem, basically saying, yo, this isn't going to have any of the Battlefront stuff. This isn't going to have any of that terrible microtransaction ruin your life stuff that previous stuff has had. So it's hard to say.
Are you sure? I can see big potential for cosmetic items and microtransactions there.
100%. But that's why it was like it was reported quite heavily on a couple months ago, basically saying that Anthem, the only like for sale stuff is going to be cosmetic, like it's going to be completely safe, and there isn't going to be anything terrible. Also, I just realized I shaved this morning. Why did I bother? My face isn't on this stream at all. Why am I wearing clothes?
I don't actually.
Why am I even in this limited fleshy form? I'm just gonna shed my body and just upload my consciousness into a machine.
Lewis brings up an interesting comment from chat. So Battlefront 3, are we gonna hear Battlefront 3?
No.
No.
I don't think so either.
No, there won't be a Battlefront because this year is Battlefield year. And it's clear that they switch out. Do you think we will see another indie? We saw Unraveled, Fee, and A Way Out last year.
They always have like one, maybe two, like token indie games that kind of make no sense in the context of the press conference, but are just kind of there to make them feel homey and not comfy. Wholesome. That's the word you use.
I don't think I've ever used the word
wholesome. Seem wholesome.
Another question. Do you think that we will see two indies this year because they want to try to cover up last year's Battlefront mess, like saying, hey, yo, guys, we are the good guys now. See, we support indies.
I mean, it seems like supporting indies has been successful for them, so I can't imagine them saying no to that. And plus, it blows out their press conference a little bit, so it makes it seem like they have more to show.
We might see a couple things by not really in-house, but potentially just saying, we're making this game happen, and then a few kind of almost, do you think there'll be oddity titles? Like ones that stand out as something that people are trying to do something new, like the games like Unravel. And hopefully we do see a couple of those games actually show up and come to PC platforms as well as console platforms. Here we go. Anything surprising you from this sizzle reel at the moment, guys?
Not really.
Star Wars.
I think we've seen all of this. Oh, that was Anthem. More Star Wars than I was expecting.
Yeah.
So specifically
Yeah.
Battlefront 2, which I'm surprised that they're wanting to show that off.
I'm honestly
I guess
quite
they don't really have much in
surprised.
terms of their sizzle reel.
Right, here we go.
Oh,
What?
what?
Looks like they're doing a bit of mixed reality, is that?
Yeah, okay. I'm guess we're starting with Anthem then.
No.
I don't really know what I'm looking at and like how that actually works on stage, if it's even
Yeah.
on stage in terms
Yeah,
of
that's actually a good question. Was that on stage?
We're gonna talk about that a little bit later in the show. But welcome everybody to EA Play.
God,
I'm
okay.
Renee. Recognize me from the gaming community. I'm kind of a new face around here. So this year,
Yeah,
EA
you
wanted
are.
to change things
Who
up
are you?
Because they know that I'm both a gamer and a fan. So they invited me to come and
Well,
host
at
a
least they
live
don't start
here.
with
So
a
don't
cheap
watch
marching
it.
band like
Ready?
last year,
We're about to kick
when
the
they
press conference
clearly
off.
tried
I liked
to
that.
Before we do that, EA
try to catch up with Sony.
Right behind these doors, there is a fan fest outside, and it is huge this year. It's a full 3-day gaming festival where thousands of gamers can come and play games for free. Now, inside the theater here, there are hundreds of community
And that's the only
members
time you'll ever
all
be able to
over
play
the
any
world
EA
who are
games
going
for
to be
free.
Capturing, streaming, and getting their first impressions of the games that we're going to be showing off here today. But before we can get to that, we've got some reveals, of course. We're going to kick things off with a look at Battlefield 5 multiplayer. Now, I know Trevor Noah gave you the first look. Yeah, we can clap it up. Last month, but we've got some new stuff to show you today. Then we're going to move on to FIFA 19, and boy, do they have some big news, you guys.
It still has
Any
balls.
World Cup fans, you guys excited? Yeah,
But
it's gonna be
are there
awesome.
cubes?
Then we've
Are they
got
kicking
two
them?
new indie games to share, and then I'm going to come back towards the end of the show with some of my favorite developers to give you guys a nice, meaty look at
Meaty.
Anthem. And then
She
we'll
All
said
those
meeting.
other all those other unfavored developers can go just sod
Look
off
at-
somewhere.
Look at this guy that's like right by her elbow with the glasses.
Yeah.
Well, wouldn't it be funny
What
then
about
if
him?
I killed
The way he's
him
just
all
kind
at
of
once,
staring
right?
is just funny to me.
Give
It's
him a break.
discount Bo
Just
Burnham.
enjoy the show. So without further
I mean,
ado,
he's
let's
clearly
get things
confused
started.
if he should watch the screen on stage or
Yeah.
Yeah, or
have a
look at her.
her ass.
Barrel.
Now we
Nice.
get to deal with Battlehog.
So Battlefield 5,
Or is it
Battlefield
V?
Battlefield below.
Yeah, it's pointing right down there.
I mean, looking at my desk,
Battlefield.
yeah, it is a Battlefield.
Well, that was an
Battlefield
interesting reveal.
down.
Thank you for that.
Hmm.
Right, it's time to kick.
Great gameplay, thanks.
It's been 2 weeks since the reveal of Battlefield 5. And you know what? It's been exciting. There's been a lot of speculation and so many brilliant remixes of a reveal trailer. But there's also been lots and lots of questions from the community. And we've heard you want to see more gameplay innovations. You want to know how customization.
I mean, I would be happy
You wanna
about
know
gameplay
more
at
about
all.
our take on the Second World War. So today,
Instead of
there'll
just
be more
screenshots
gameplay
and
about
moving.
this. It's the
Yeah.
deepest,
Yeah,
most
but
immersive
also
Battlefield yet.
innovations are great.
Immersive,
But,
there's that tag word.
but the issue with Battlefield has always been game-breaking bugs and horrible netcode.
Mm.
Yeah.
This looks like Bad Company too.
Defenses were stationary. You
I
will
mean,
now
it's
be
good
able
looking
to
at,
use these
as
weapons
usual,
on the
but
battlefield and gain
No, just the environments.
Oh, that's neat.
Okay.
advantage.
That's cool, but I can tell that's going to go wrong and it'll be on
Okay.
Reddit.
Impactful than ever. So, well, you can't really hide from those pesky tanks anymore as they come chasing you for you, as they rip through those.
Nice
Oh,
particle
God.
effects off the roof there.
So this is Bad Company 2.
Yeah, but it's
No.
it's in the past and it's a bit more serious and sad.
Bad Code 2 was good though.
And that's just the tip of the iceberg in Battlefield 5.
Mm.
You're going to see a lot more of our new gameplay systems.
Oh,
here and
screenshots.
gameplay from our community.
nice.
So let's talk about our single player in War Stories.
Yes, let's do that. So we want to tell
Did anyone
you
play
about
them before?
those
How much of a
untold
single player
stories
did it
that
have?
got
Yeah,
us
pretty good
excited
one.
to start with on this game. It's about what you will see is really those moments of human heroism. It is about witnessing the war.
Prequel to Bad Company, I'd take that.
Who shaped the world forever. Real and
It's called Mildly
real and
Miffed Company.
relatable people facing the
Real and relatable people. Uh-huh.
we started off
I've seen many real and relatable people get onto an ATV with TNT strapped to the sides of it.
Over at the Xbox briefing.
Are there going to be
Also-
horses in this one though?
Thanks, Lasse.
I don't think so.
Miss tomorrow. So, our launch in October is just the beginning. You will all go on an expanding journey.
I really hope they go really, really stupid with the customization, because I just want like a Snoopy Red Baron shirt.
Yeah.
All right, so they announced no premium pass. But
Well, that was
where's the
known
catch?
before.
Something new. And as part of that journey,
Yeah.
at launch, you'll get
Customization. You have customization for your character, and they will be microtransactions. 100%.
Royale.
Oh,
Everyone's
there it
the
is.
Overwatch route.
There's the buzzword.
It's
What was the buzzword?
Royale.
Battle
Royale.
Drink.
Oh,
Do we bring those pillars of
Oh, yeah, drink.
destruction, team play,
I'm gonna hit my head on my desk.
new
Yep.
experience. So we will bring you experience that you haven't played before in
sure.
Battlefield or anywhere else. But more about that later this year.
So with that, it's time to show you what makes Battlefield so special. It's the unmatched intensity of our multiplayer sandbox, and this time, it's even more epic, fighting across multiple maps and modes. Welcome to your next Battlefield experience, and this is your first look at ground operations. And this time, even featuring music.
Huh?
Wow.
Okay.
Music.
Music. Oh boy. Can't wait to get copyright striked.
No, it's just their orchestral stuff.
So the question is, are they going to do the battle live in a similar way that they did with Battlefront 2 last year? Where they
do you
have
mean?
people narrating the game as they're playing it.
I hope that we
know.
see a return of Snoop Dogg.
Yeah.
They really like
Snoop-
the tank driving through that building, and I'm just sitting here going, yes, finally, you're doing the thing that I wanted you to do since Bad Company 2.
There was a guy with a hammer there, actually, and people interacting with a barricade. Now the question is whether those are repairable or actually placeable.
Well, they said in the first event that you can fortify yourself.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a good question.
See, as great as this air combat looks, if anybody's ever played Battlefield, it never looks that way. It just never does.
Yeah,
I mean,
and
It's
boring
usually
as
people
shit.
jumping out and then just sniping people, and then landing back in a plane, like Ponyline did in Battlefield 3.
I mean, seriously, Battlefield always looks beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
And their preview footage looks beautiful. It doesn't always play well.
Yeah, there's a lot of bugs in Battlefield. They last for a while too.
Oh, nice.
Straight into
Football.
They
FIFA
don't
19,
even-
I think.
They don't even give us a transition. They're just like, no, we're doing
Okay,
FIFA
Fog,
now.
you're the British person. Do all the talking here.
Right. What they do is they kick the ball into
Grass
into
physics.
the box, and then you get your point. Right. Okay. So FIFA 19, FIFA has kind of been this ongoing, rolling kind of annual release.
Ongoing rolling ball?
Yeah, the ball's always been rolling with this. So FIFA 18 has just kind of released the World Cup mode, but this is all the build up for FIFA 19. Now, the last couple years they've done this thing called I think it's like they've done some kind of story mode where you take a character through his career.
Oh, right, yeah.
And you can choose.
Forgot about that.
Yeah, it's a little bit scripted as far as what happens.
I'm disappointed.
now we're back
there's
at the
no
crowd.
Yeah,
I was wishing there was a battle royale.
this
announcement in that
is
trailer.
the UEFA
Wait for
Champions theme. So I imagine they might have a chat. That is the Champions League trophy. So this might actually be an ongoing thing that they might compare, that they might have tied with UEFA Champions League.
That's the UEFA
Oh, by the way, worth mentioning is Konami lost a lot of licenses for, I think, football. So
Yeah,
EA
Konami
has
got all of
them.
their licenses revoked for their football games, so now FIFA is literally the only one, so they can stop putting any money into it at all because they don't even need to try anymore because there's no longer competition.
Wait, they didn't
Was there
even
even
really
competition in
try
the first
before.
place?
There was few and far. I think PES was the only competitor.
Yep, and that's what's gone.
It's to the point now. I think FIFA is gonna run away with this as far as the industry of football games. They have been for a little while.
In all fairness, though, if they change the formula too much, it would upset a lot of people who are just diehard FIFA fans, and they just want the same old stuff, but just improve graphics every year and a roster update.
Yeah.
I mean, there's an audience for it, and if they were to be like, no, we added Battle Royale and we added VR to FIFA, I think people would be like, no, I don't want this.
Why don't you add VR to FIFA?
Yeah.
Because someone would like that.
It would be
VR
strange
has
playing
the
in
ball.
first person.
No, like VR spectating. Like you can spectate your friends' games in VR.
That would be cool. That would be cool.
And this year we're giving you the tools to
See, I want to be the ball.
every moment. From your tactical approach
That's what
By the
every
way,
coach
Chet
says, right? Be
brought
the
up
ball.
that PES still has Bundesliga, and that's not entirely true because, for example, Borussia Dortmund revoked the license of to PES just like 3 weeks ago.
Right. So this is very.
Also on my shit posting thing, when I was saying Battle Royale and FIFA, you just play as the audience.
What? And then
Come on.
everyone just leaves.
It's a riot
Oh, so
simulator.
the Battle Royale hooligan mode.
Yeah, crowd
Yeah,
fighting.
Actually, that would be amazing.
100 people try to get on the field, one makes it.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, okay, now I
you're
want
speaking
that.
my mind.
You all have to high five Ronaldo, but as time goes on, the ring of stewards gets shorter, gets smaller. So you have to fight to be the last one. But
That's funny.
just to kind of
the World Cup.
right. Yeah, okay, this is going on to the FIFA 18 World Cup mode that they've implemented now. So I think they've not got too much to say about the new one at the moment. World Cup is starting like next week, this week coming. So this is rolling out now, and the last year's one was okay. It was okay, but you know, I don't know if the mode actually sticks around and persists after the World Cup.
Good question, actually.
Who would have thought that a nation of only 350,000
Weapons include
people
flares.
would ever qualify?
Where's our vuvuzelas, you know?
Well, back in South Africa, 2010.
I'll keep that meme alive, okay?
Yeah.
That was a pretty good meme.
Apologies to any England fans in the room, that might still sting.
Oof.
Okay,
All right,
this
well,
is
goodbye, Fog.
taking way too long for what they have to tell us.
Well, it's their most profitable franchise, so
Yeah,
they're
definitely,
gonna
definitely.
probably milk it.
If you guys let me, I will kind of weigh in on my personal opinion about FIFA.
Go ahead.
I personally disagree with the ongoing FIFA annually thing, to the point that there is always a new game every year.
Isn't that kind of the opinion of like every single annual franchise though? It's like nobody really likes it, but they do it because it works and it makes money.
Yeah, that's the problem. It makes money. If you were to go back and play FIFA 16 right now, there will be no people playing it because it's always the jump ship. There's maybe a few on the last game on FIFA 18. As soon as FIFA 19 comes out, you'll start to struggle to find games. And the problem is the invested capital that you put into all these microtransaction stuff. So that does not persist over, that you don't get any kind of extra stuff in that. So you build your perfect squad, then you have to do it exactly the same next year. And
can I say that the
probably-
football player really looks bad in the game?
Sorry, say again?
The
They
player
could look a lot better.
themselves look really bad compared to like Battlefield. The models.
The FIFA community never rests. 20 million people from 60
This is the kind of man who goes up on stage and is like, you know, the best kind of nation is a donation, so get your wallets ready. As he is the CEO of Electronic Arts.
Normally we start with him, which is why I was confused that there was a lady at the beginning.
Yeah, that was a little bit strange.
It's also really creepy hearing him talk about microtransactions and like conference calls.
We got lots to do, but before we move on, I'd like to share just a couple of things. The greatest disruption to the consumption of entertainment.
See, this is why I like watching Bethesda's press conferences, because you never know when they're going to drop an F-bomb. This guy's just a robot and he never makes mistakes.
As consumers watching movies,
I personally think EA game press conferences are the weakest because they're so slow and they don't learn. It's every year the same shit, a lot of talking, and if you look at like Sony, it's like trailer, a little bit of talking, gameplay demo, and here it's like talking, a little bit of trailer. And I hate this. What the fuck?
At the moment,
Here we go.
Yeah,
He said cloud gaming, guys.
they're talking about EA Play, which looks to be some kind of subscription service. It almost looks like Netflix in that far right image there.
So
I don't
can-
really
It
want to
is-
sit on my couch playing on a mobile phone with a controller.
So this week we've got a tech demo.
What if
mean,
you don't own the game physically and you're just streaming it?
Like
You sure you wouldn't
publisher.
have that intense look that that guy on the right has?
That really looks like Netflix, guys.
it's really strange. I feel like I just went into a time machine from a couple of years and went back a couple of years ago, because this is when cloud gaming was all the rage, but the technology just wasn't there yet.
Now
Here we are again. Well, is it? That's actually a good question.
Actually. Old man, yes.
Origin Access Premiere. So 3 things you need to
Quick,
know
gotta
about.
check the teleprompter.
Origin Access Premiere
So,
will bring you all of our
Since,
games,
you know, there's been a lot of
games,
backlash against microtransactions and loot boxes, these companies still want to make money on top of the already $60 price tag, or just try to get more money in general. And this is probably where we're going to head to, just Netflix-like services where you get games for free, in air quotes, and then you either play it through the cloud, or if you get your subscription revoked, you don't get access to those games anymore.
and other publishers. And third, it will launch
Yeah.
later
And probably like
this
annually, it probably would make
That's a
more
little
money than
later in
just
the year, but
normal
if you
game
want to get
sales.
started right now and experience the benefits and joys of subscription, come in and play a free trial of Origin
I mean,
Access,
it kind
our
of
basic
makes
subscription
sense to have a
this weekend.
subscription service because that's how it works
Exactly what
nowadays.
Microsoft is
But
doing.
yeah,
Mhm.
for example, and EA were the first to start it. I think like 2 years ago.
Yeah, they had EA Access, so it was like $5 a month thing, and you get 10 hours free of any of their games, or it's free whenever their games
Exactly.
release, and you also got their games a day early, I think.
Yeah,
There's a
I
couple
think
days
that's what
early.
they're just talking here about, having access to them early in this Premiere kind of option.
Did
But
that
it's a
football
little-
player just dab?
It wouldn't surprise me. Quite
It's
a
a
lot
little
of
strange because-
mimetic content comes from NFL.
Video games are not really content you can necessarily, like, especially with how games are designed now, which are designed for you to play as long as possible, like Anthem, which is being shown on screen. They're not really designed in the way like movies are, where you can just watch it and then move on to the next very quickly, and then it's valuable to have that subscription.
So I'm here sitting inside the crowded EA
Well, it
building.
kind of makes sense if you can end the subscription every time, so or each
Respawn.
month.
What's going on?
So,
Vince? How you feeling
I mean,
today?
looking
Hi,
back at
Vince.
the Xbox subscription service, I tried the free trial for 14 days and played a lot of Sea of Thieves,
So,
which I wouldn't have done because I wouldn't have bought the game.
And there has been
So
I
it
think
kind
Sea
of
of
makes
Thieves
sense.
would have been a flop, actually, if it wasn't for the free trial.
Sure.
Yep, maybe.
We're not ready to show all of our stuff yet. We're working on a bunch of stuff. It's amazing. The teams are kicking ass.
So they have nothing to show?
but we wanted to bring a
Oh,
little tidbit.
little tidbit.
We've been working with Lucas.
They have a still
getting the
image.
name and kind of the setting for what our Star Wars
The
game
cover
is.
art.
Okay.
Okay.
Talk about it right
Okay.
now.
Star Wars, prepare your butts.
Yep.
The internet is going wild right now.
Now we're
Right,
gonna
it
get
is.
copyright striked.
So the Star
Da,
Wars
da, da,
name
dan.
is Jedi Fallen Order.
Fallen Order.
Woo! So Star Wars
So-
Jedi Fallen
Star
Order.
Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Could they have made a bigger mouthful?
Be playing a Jedi.
This sounds
does
like
that
a
mean I get to,
spiritual
like, hold the
successor to
lightsaber?
like the Jedi Knight series
Yeah, like the
and Dark Forces.
Dark Forces, yeah. I want to say Dark Knight, but I knew that was wrong, so I stopped myself.
Dark times. Trying to be a little vague here, but
I
the
rec-
Jedis are being hunted.
Okay, so this is episode 2, 3-ish.
So for
Yeah.
all the,
Takes place during the
hardcore
Dark
nerds out
times,
there who
every
are
which is
wondering
every era in Star Wars, really.
between which episodes is it?
This might actually be,
Oh.
be more story based.
Okay.
Between
Between
3 and
makeup.
4.
That's like a nice
Okay.
time.
He hasn't said it's a multiplayer game yet, so that's a good thing.
Yeah. Now, the question is whether it's MMO
Does that mean
or
this could just be
something
all-
as
Yeah, like, is
I
this
don't
a
want it to
Destiny
be.
alike, or is this actually a video game?
By the
I
way,
want it to just be a
So I think
normal
people
video
are now
game.
anxiously wanna know,
just
like,
about what I
when
said
is
earlier,
the
we are
late
like in 5 minutes pure talking.
Of next year, 2019.
No, this alone has been like 2 minutes.
Sorry to Destiny hopes. But now that we know, we can set expectations. We're all going to be amped up, and hopefully we'll hear.
She's the
from
most
more
interesting
from you
part of the
maybe,
talking.
Maybe next
Fair.
year.
Oh yeah.
Well, Vince, it was great to see you.
Well, they got to be
guys. Tell me
careful.
about
They don't
the
want
games
to reveal
today.
too much,
We
and
do have a little
NDAs
more news
exist.
on Star Wars, so I'm going to toss it over to Dennis.
But still,
Oh, no,
don't
this isn't a
put
good sign.
a tease like that in.
And there goes the VOD.
Hello there.
Star Wars has not had a good year.
Get Dice
No.
Stockholm on Star Wars Battlefront 2. I'm
From
really happy
from
and
Battlefront
excited to be here
2 to
today.
Last Jedi to
Thank you so much
Solo.
for hanging out with me for a little bit. So we launched our game. in
He looks like a
November
childhood
this
friend of
year,
mine.
And clearly we didn't get it quite right. So instead of coming out of the gate sprinting like we really wanted to,
Wow.
take a step back and
Oh, they were
make
addressing it.
sure that we were delivering the game that our players really wanted. So we decided to completely
Oh, this is them
overhaul
talking
the
about them
progression
overhauling the
system,
progression system, which
added
came
a
in
bunch of
a
new
couple
character
weeks ago,
schematics for players
and
to
nobody's
play.
playing that game.
So from there, we added a new hunt mode.
This is the guy who
inspired
drew the
by
shortest
original
straw, and I
Battlefront
feel so
games
bad
that
for
I
him.
loved personally,
Yeah.
starting with the Ewoks on Endor. And
That one guy in the crowd.
Yeah.
we,
So that's the one guy playing the game still.
Yeah.
No, it's his boss, actually.
So, as you might know, we're currently in our Han Solo season with content.
Wait, they're
from the
doing
game
seasons?
next week.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
announced when the game was announced. So instead of DLC and season passes, there's just new maps and modes that are added every season.
Okay.
Looking forward a little bit.
So this is the Solo Star Wars story stuff. That's actually kind of interesting. I want to play as Childish Gambino. That sounds like fun.
Play with your friends. We're also adding a new Starfighter mode focused around dogfighting with your heroes.
Okay. Okay, the video is looping.
Yeah, it is
We'll
looping.
also be delivering a new large-scale multiplayer sandbox experience focused around
Why was I expecting him to say focused around a battle royale experience?
capital ships.
Truly the last Jedi.
We know
And
you have
again.
been asking for new heroes,
Oh.
villains, and planets from a certain era that features a very iconic.
Iconic, there's that word.
conflict. So I'm excited.
Well,
to
okay, in this
confirm
case,
that
it's
Battlefront 2
appropriate.
This year, we'll
Yeah.
be going deep into the Clone Wars.
Clone Wars, because everybody loves that.
God, I hope we have pod races.
It's only fitting that we begin on the planet Geonosis, featuring multiple levels, including the largest.
At least the
level we
Clone
have
Wars,
ever built
it's the only
for
conflict that really was balanced on both
Let's talk
sides
about
instead of
heroes
just a
and
rebellion
villains.
versus a
First,
gigantic
let me
galactic empire.
introduce the most powerful droid, the leader of the most powerful droid army in the galaxy, General Grievous. And yes, he will be going up against my own personal favorite.
Now, is this
Jedi Master
pre-Wheezy or
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
post-Wheezy?
finally making his debut in Battlefront after all these years. So, but we're not done. That's not it. They will not come alone. Joining them is the Dark Lord and leader of the Separatist Alliance, Count Dooku.
Dooku. Okay.
As well as
purple lightsabers are a go.
To the Force,
He doesn't use
Obi-Wan's
purple.
unruly Padawan, Anakin Skywalker.
Oh god, prequel memes are gonna love this.
The team at home is extremely excited to be building all of these.
This is where the fun begins.
EA and I are committed to Battlefront.
The worst Star Wars movie.
We had a rough start, but I really think that this game has a bright future. Thank you
Yeah,
very
no,
much
I
for
don't think
playing
so.
the game, providing us with your feedback, talking to
I feel
us.
really bad for this dude right now.
This is the
Yeah.
greatest game that we can possibly
Again,
build.
drew the shortest
There will
straw.
be no Battlefront without you. So thank you. May the Force be with you, and enjoy
Please
the rest
don't
of
add me on Twitter. What?
Okay.
So is this the indie game of the year?
It's Unraveled.
or-
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Just Unraveled 2.
I never played the first one, so.
The poor little guy.
Yeah.
You can do it.
Unraveled is adorable.
Okay, Mil, maybe you can't do it. I misplaced my hope. Okay, now you're gonna die. Okay, whatever.
I own the soundtrack for it.
Unravel gets imprisoned on Alcatraz, because that's what I'm getting from this.
I was going with Unraveled and what's the Tom Hanks movie?
It's really
Castaway.
Castaway. Yeah.
Sorry, I mean Turner and Hooch.
In Unravel,
He's
we
Wilson.
used yarn to symbolize
It's the Unraveled guy.
the bonds between people.
Is it the same
In our
guy?
game,
No,
we
but it's the
care
new
about
Unraveled
love
guy.
right at the start.
The old guy wasn't
You
blonde.
lose everything, including your spark. But when things are at their darkest,
Oh,
you
co-op.
find hope, and you form a new bond, and your spark is rekindled.
I
Okay.
don't want to be with this dirty homeless yarn guy. Get him
Right.
away from me.
So what
When two balls of yarn love each other very much,
Yep. So this
they
is gonna
catch
be
fire.
this is going to be puzzle solving with strictly co-op by the looks of it.
It's a
Yeah.
game about fresh starts and second chances. These two little souls who refuse to give
Much
up
like Battlefront.
and who build something new and beautiful.
Exactly like Battlefront.
And the whole game is inspired by that spirit of optimism.
Everything that
and
EA is not.
You see, it's all made to be played with two
Boo.
characters. You can play it alone, or you can play it in co-op with a friend. But there's always two characters there, sharing one yarn and working together. to
So
get
can
to
you,
the
like,
adventure.
Lady and the Tramp all the way back
This
together?
game, it's quite
I imagine
different
it's
from the
probably
first.
going to be a
It's-
mechanic.
It's both
Yeah.
friendlier and more challenging. but
That's
above
actually
all,
kind of neat.
It's a lot more
Yeah.
playful. And we think it's a worthy successor.
There's
No, I want
I'm gonna
dark
show
and
it to you
gritty.
now. So
Give it to
I
me.
brought some help.
It was
Please
pretty
welcome
dark and gritty
Mike
for a
Wells
moment
to the
there.
stage. It's a producer at Coldwood.
I want a cover-based shooter with yarn.
And we're going to try to show you a lot
Do you?
what I'm talking about.
Gears of
Bring
Really?
back
No.
those 2007 game mechanics, please.
Yourself, essentially.
I love the
Look at-
soundtrack of the first one.
Look at my HP
Um,
product placement. Baby.
Hello.
Well, it's actually a demo.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's impressive.
So when you're playing it by yourself, you can essentially pick up the other character and carry
Aw.
them through the more fast-paced segments of the game.
That's kind of adorable.
And we actually try to include
Uh-oh.
a bit more of those because
Goose!
we figured that since it's a co-op game, we wanted
That is not a
No,
goose.
run!
thrill and danger and kind of wow.
It's not a goose. It's clearly
what
a
was I-
swan, okay?
What are you talking about? Have you guys never seen a duck before?
Well,
But next you're gonna tell
there are
me
lots
it's a
of
macaw,
It's like this. When you're
which it
following
clearly
someone,
isn't.
you
It's
can
it's
split
it's a
apart
raven.
two and switch back and forth between the two characters because that's how we've essentially designed all the problems and puzzles.
Obviously a dog.
You're always working together and helping each other out and utilizing this bond between you to overcome any obstacle that you come across.
This is really neat, actually.
This
is something I would play.
This is really harking back to Little Big Planet 2.
Yeah.
In a good way?
Number 3. Yeah, in a good way. Like, there are a couple levels a while back which would use this kind of mechanic, but not to the point of actually going around objects because of limitations in physics. But other games with this kind of mechanics to have a look at is there's one called Shiftlings, I think, and it's two people who actually shift mass through an actual cable that is physics based. So it's going to be interesting to see this mechanic used even more in this kind of function. Oh yeah, that's cool.
Man, the problem with the first one, and the reason I never played it, is because it was released onto Origin, and I never check Origin for. So I legit forgot that this game existed until the next year, when they were like, after Unraveled did really well. It's like, wait, what? Oh.
You know, it's kind of refreshing though to see that the most menacing thing in this game so far is just a giant turkey. That's actually probably normal size, probably not giant at all.
I'll go up and distract the grouse.
It's just a turkey.
Yeah,
it's
just a normal turkey.
They just said it's the famous grouse alcohol drink.
Oh, drink.
Okay, fine.
See, there comes gin and tonic. Finally making a voice appearance here on the show.
Hi, gin. Hi, tonic.
That poor turkey is very confused.
Yeah.
Turkey just wants to eat something. It's hungry.
Well, you know, it's sad because you don't. This is not even gonna taste good. It's just yarn.
Yeah. Thing.
So that's a quick little look at.
It's like inside, but not menacing at all.
Yeah.
To be honest, it looks good, but it's missing the charm so far.
I really hope you like it.
The first
yeah, it's a
one
little
had.
bland. A little flat.
It needs more whimsy and wonder, or just be completely dark and gritty and hopeless.
Yeah.
What, a bit like? Oh god, I want to say 7, but no, it was 9. The yarn-based movie.
Thank you to those, and thank you to everybody back home. And
Also, Echo in chat mentioned it's like Ori and the Blind Forest. Actually, I think that just needs more Ori and the Blind Forest. The Blind Forest was oozing character and beauty. This has some of the beauty, but it doesn't have quite as much charm and character as Ori and the Blind Forest.
It's the lighting. It's a little dull and gray.
Yeah, not colorful enough. You know, like this should be glowing. This should be vibrant to have that kind of Ori and the Blind Forest feel. It still looks pretty. Like it looks good.
Yeah.
It could just be the level or the map, but
yeah.
I mean, considering what the title card that they showed for Unravel 2, it looked very colorful. This is not really it's not a good representation of the game.
No, it's one kind of part.
Now we're seeing other environments.
Yeah.
It's still kind of the same, more bland look.
Yeah.
Ooh, that looks nice. I like the fire.
Yeah, now we're getting a little bit more color with that.
No, it looks good. I think this is going to get compared to Ori and the Blind Forest a lot, and Ori and the Blind Forest is like possibly the most beautiful video game I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
So, you know, it looks really good. Don't get me wrong. I love the fire.
Made with Frostbite?
I have no idea.
I have no idea what engine. I mean, EA only uses one game engine.
But this isn't made by EA. This is made by a small studio that EA is funding. Question mark? I think.
Yeah, but it could be a case where like, hey, use our engine, please.
Thank you, Martin, and the brilliant team.
So the first one was Fire Engine.
Okay.
And I can't personally wait to play Unravel 2 with them.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
But what's even more amazing is that we will make Unravel 2 available to everyone today.
Okay, they did it. You guys can go buy that game right now, so while you're thinking about it, go download Origin. Okay. Interesting.
What? The game's finished. It's out. I'm out. See you later. This conference is over. Goodbye.
Yeah, I don't like EA.
Later,
screw this.
We started on this journey with the original Unravel to seek out the most creative.
I mean, that's the first shadow drop, basically.
It's been our way of helping these creators.
Well, it's a good way to make waves.
To the world and
yeah.
and last year,
it's a good way to make sure everybody knows about it.
Hmm. Oh, they're talking about Way Out?
And I think we all kind of remember that.
Can't wait for the sequel, A Way In.
Way in.
I mean, to be honest,
Just Grand Theft Auto.
very, very.
And it's something fresh.
It has a lot of sexual tension between the characters.
Over 2 million players in the first 2 weeks.
And
I see how they look at each other when they smolder.
Are expanding and moving into
and into frame.
So stories like this drive our industry, and it's why we will continue to work with independent developers to help them realize their dreams. Which leads us to our next EA Originals title.
So that we can buy their company out and then dissolve it a few years later.
When I met this team and I saw the game, I was instantly drawn to how personal this story was. It's one that carries a very powerful and important message. And it's unlike anything we have ever done. So please welcome Connie Gepper to the stage from Joe My Games to tell you more about
Sea of Solitude. Okay. Thing of Thing.
Upcoming exploration adventure game.
I still remember during the pitch how enthusiastic.
Ooh, this looks pretty.
And then afterwards, like our whole team, including me, we're super excited. It actually feels a little bit the same right now. I'm pretty excited.
You know, in Dark Souls, New Londo.
Also, the Kraftwerk shirt. Good.
New
good
Londo
catch.
was flooded. Is this the prequel to New Londo's flooding in Dark Souls?
We are Yomai, a small indie game studio from Berlin, and we are developing Sea of Solitude, or SOS as we call it.
But she's not German.
The very first
So what? People are from all over the world.
No, I'm just saying. Because
I'm not American, and yet I live in America.
No, because she
definitely
clearly
Canadian.
stated from Germany, blah blah blah, from Berlin, but she doesn't sound German. I'm just figuring it out.
They turn into monsters. This is at the core of everything you will see, hear, and hopefully feel while playing SOS. What makes this underlying concept so important and so unique is
I feel like I've seen bits of this game.
I feel like this entire game is just going to be you going forward in a boat.
I really
all
hope
these
that's what
words
it
are
is.
just pointless filler.
If it's a game that I think it is, it's a little bit kind of Wind Waker-y in how you go across and traverse everything on water.
Can we see the game?
Yeah, and that's what I meant earlier. It's way too much talking.
Just flowed out of me like right into the hand and onto the paper.
Like, she's got passion, and I respect what she's saying, but I'd really like to see the video game.
Yeah.
Because it's not a made-up story, even though that it takes place in a fantastic setting. In SOS, we try to show how people experience different kinds.
Sorry, chat may have distracted me for a little bit.
That's fine. Stay distracted.
Families see those who struggle. We achieve all this in place.
Not much to get distracted from, to be fair.
Yeah, we're just looking at a day and night cycle with a boat.
I love this cycle. It looks pretty, don't get me wrong, but I want to see more of this pretty.
I mean, the clear theme of the press conference is looping too short footage.
Yeah, this feels like it's going to be a walking simulator, but in a boat.
A boating simulator?
Yeah, a boating simulator. Nice.
So Sea of Thieves.
But with even less content.
I would imagine it
Even
would
less?
try and combine climbing mechanics as well. So you can actually climb up on top of buildings, and even Assassin's Creed or maybe the new Zelda game.
To be clear, I really like walking simulators, so I would be absolutely okay with a simulator where you just boat around and things happen and you have to avoid it. Like hell, one of my favorite games that I played in recent memory was Abzu, and that was basically just like a scuba diving sim. So I'd be totally fine with something like that, something Journey-esque. I like games like that.
Yeah,
I mean, with Journey and Abzu and that whole studio, they do really incredible works with their visual storytelling, and it's abstract and interpretive and beautiful. I don't know if it's going to be quite on the level.
That was kind of creepy. This looks... There was a game that came out a couple years ago that looks similar to this.
Oh wow, okay.
Okay.
This is something.
All right, now
Why
it's
didn't you
becoming
show us this while you were talking?
Or before you started talking.
Yeah.
I don't know what any of this is, but I want it.
You wanted to feel happy? Nah.
It's a little bit like a more colorful three-dimensional Limbo.
Yeah.
Fuck yes.
Yeah, they should have shown the trailer before the talking part.
Yeah.
Coming early 2019.
And that's now it's break.
All right, so what are you guys doing today here on this Saturday?
I'm enjoying a glass of mead.
Get more gin
Okay, we'll see you in a minute, Adfo.
More Cointreau is needed. I appreciate this is someone's jam, but this isn't a fog jam.
I respect the sport, but I don't need to play the games.
Yeah.
Just bring back NBA Street.
Yeah, NBA Street and FIFA Street were
Jam.
really good.
What about NBA Jam, man? I think that this is supposed to be showing off character customization for some reason.
Potentially.
Squaggles.
See, I just want to be LeBron James, but with just a sillier haircut.
Yeah, just have like
Yeah,
a whole team of
definitely
LeBron
NBA.
James.
Just like a red, white, and blue afro. Perfect.
My name's Shay Kivlin, aka Young Kiv. I'm from Seattle, Washington. The only goal of mine is really to win the Madden Belt.
Here comes that Madden. Don't be Madden.
I'm
get
going
Gladden.
Madden for Madden.
Esports focus.
No shit. I am someone who loves esports, so I'm all for this, but at the same time I have a harder time taking things like Madden esports seriously than something like Dota.
Well,
I don't know
'cause
why.
There's the real sport of actual football, and
I know. Also, look at these guys' hair. Like, they look like they've spent so long in the, makeup room.
I'm gonna tell you, it's just as somebody who has spent a long time styling their hair. Yeah, he did spend a long time styling his hair.
It doesn't sound like a great way to warm up for a match.
Whoa.
So, what did I miss?
This was
kids playing
nothing.
Madden.
This song that they just walked
I want
out.
his pants.
We wanted
I
anti
want that
but we
man's
didn't want
pants.
copyright strikes.
Wait, which man's pants? Because there's two men and they're both wearing pants.
Well,
The
isn't
one
that
in the yellow
obvious?
jacket.
I mean, I don't know. I want to learn about Billy's fashion sense.
The person who has the most interesting pants on stage.
They are
What,
the most
torn
interesting
jeans
thing
are-
on this stage right now. Hands
Torn
down.
jeans does not deserve a comment. In fact, you probably deserve to have those pants put in the dumpster.
I have a pair of jeans like that, and I never wear them.
My nan had a kitchen table like that.
Can I just say that the only really good thing about this whole thing is the size of that belt?
Yeah.
Like, I respect that. That is cool. More
It's
power
sadly
to
too
that.
big for him.
My mind is just jumping to his belt drawer at home, like when he's getting ready for.
Nah.
Just
He's
Well, that
he's
goes
saving
above
it for a
the belt.
special occasion.
red belt, got the brown belt, and then the larger section for the big belt. It's like, I'll wear this today.
Graduation or go to a tournament. So, what did you do?
I chased that money. I still got my diploma, but I chased that money.
There you go. We're out here chasing money.
That should be the title of this press conference.
Yeah.
E3, EA Play, we out here chasing money.
You had some ups and downs.
It's been tough. I've had a lot of devastation.
I'm glad they incorporated his kneecaps into that photo.
I made the final on TV and got blown out.
Yeah.
All those losses made me gain a lot of mental toughness, and that's how I got.
I
the
mean,
belt.
seriously, who cares about
That belt is so.
those
Any
two
of
guys
this?
talking?
On that belt for you. Well,
I don't think there's really anything more soulless than, and esports section of an E3 press conference.
I mean, seriously, I'm sitting here and thinking about which PR people would say, oh yeah, just take out 2 random guys talking bullshit over nothing.
The people looking at how much money League of Legends, Dota, and Fortnite are making on esports.
Yeah, but they don't have press conferences where they pull out some random people and let them talk shit.
Because those are little companies running those companies, and they think, we're the biggest company, so we can do this better.
It's so bad.
But yeah, there's just nothing community focused about these kind of esports presentations at these conferences. It's just soulless, everything's scripted.
Yeah.
And it's scripted in a way to make it not look scripted, but these guys aren't actors, so it's just bad.
Awkward.
I mean, seriously, there must have been one guy in the PR team saying, guys, it's a bad idea. Really,
no, they did this
really
last
bad.
year.
Yeah.
And then they said, well, you know what? It's cheaper than an actual football player, so let's just go.
Just leave it out.
You just have to ask them and buy them a plane ticket. Hell, that kid probably came from the city.
Well, yeah, the impression that I'm getting is that they're using people from the esports community to aim towards the demographic who is in the esports community.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Now, it would make a bit more noise if an actual NBA or NFL person came on to talk about these games. But, you know,
ladies and gentlemen, I'm Nathanius, professional shoutcaster, here alongside Redwood Studios General Manager Michael Martinez.
there were 2 chairs on stage.
I'm super excited to be here.
I'm concerned.
This presentation a little bit differently.
They're just saying they're going to be here for a bit. Okay, now it's time to really shut the brain off.
Yeah.
Apparently one of those guys was an actual NFL player. We're getting schooled here.
Doesn't change
The key word is was, so it's at a discounted rate.
Well,
The most efficient way to destroy the opponent's base.
Oh, I was expecting Madden.
Nuclear missile in the center
Yeah.
of the map. Control the missile.
No, it's a mobile game.
On a majority of the
I know, but
Is-
I was expecting mobile Madden.
Whoever controls
They already have
the
mobile
missile,
Madden.
the bar fills up, will fire the missile. Takes 2 missiles to destroy the enemy's base and win. That's it.
Sounds great, Michael. Well, enough talking about it. Let's get to this match.
Absolutely.
All right, ladies.
Okay, so you remember the Darwin Project live shoutcasting? You ready for a replay of that?
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Make some noise for
In Control, really? Oh god. I'm so sorry. You poor soul.
Quick question. I must have missed it. What are they playing?
A mobile game?
A competitive mobile gaming phenomenon. Please join me in welcoming to the stage.
Okay, that I don't know. I feel so bad for In Control.
Competitive mobile gaming phenomenon. What?
Real clash of these gaming styles and the competitive backgrounds that these players have. It should be a great match.
It really is. I can't wait.
All right, are the players ready? Let's get this thing going.
Ready to go.
In Control looks like he doesn't want to be there.
Let's kick this off. Nice little strategy game for those of you out there. It's a good genre.
Was that Archangel? I missed it if it was.
Loading in, and we are ready to
the match. Here we go.
This off as the players' bases have been deployed and the action begins like any strategy game. Economy will be the focus. We have a harvest.
This looks
Is this a Command and Conquer game? I don't think it is.
boring.
What was the name of this anyway?
I don't know.
So chat, how you doing?
This is now a mobile game stream.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, no.
Here comes GDI with a Rhino. It's going to rip up those infantry.
Yeah, going for the anti-infantry, and like any strategy game, the units that you're going to use when you deploy them.
Is it bad that I want to mute them?
No, I kind of feel the same way.
Like they're
It's
doing a
impossible
good
to make
job
this look
shoutcasting,
exciting.
but I don't understand enough about it to appreciate the shoutcasting. At the
There's
moment-
also nothing exciting to shoutcast, so it's like funny because they're overcasting something that really shouldn't be overcasted.
Right, and In Control making a lot of progress to that far right side of the match.
He's done a great job of holding that down with the turret. And
I really don't know what to think about this. Like, it's good to
Resident
see
Sleeper is how I think about this.
It's good to see a strategy game because you don't see many of them, but they are showing it in like the worst possible way and trying to make it a high stakes, high excitement esports thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is a game I would play. Being completely blunt, I like little strategy games on my phone, especially play ones that I like can just ignore the entire microtransaction model of. So if this thing had like ignorable microtransaction model, which it probably doesn't, I would totally play this. But at the same time, I would never care about it as an esport because this is boring as shit to watch.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on.
It is a CNC game, by the way. Or
It is a Command and Conquer game?
You can give him with some of the assets in the game.
Yeah. The truck looks like straight out of CNC.
The other thing that it's missing is just scale. Like, if you look at CNC, StarCraft, like Dawn of War, like any RTS games, you usually amass a large army at some point. You're not doing that here.
This
Also
just
being-
feels a little bit one for one.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to get value as much as possible. Like
Small
early,
scale skirmishes.
yeah, early Civ 5 against barbarians. Which hex based as well.
In control, just spreading his forces out, trying to hold this advantage that he's had so far.
Nick and Knight is trying to get in there, but there's a great turret placement from In Control, blocking and just ripping through again those infantry.
That
that
perfectly
Genotonic
describes our feud. What?
This is what's worse is that this is going on for too long. We could have just saw like a little bit of it at first and be like, okay, that's enough. But
To be honest,
it's gonna go on
that's
for like
how I
another
feel
5
about the
minutes.
whole press conference so far. It's going on for too long.
We've only been
I
here
want to
for
know
15
who's
minutes.
excited.
No,
Who's
I
excited
guess.
for this?
It would probably be okay to play, but this is not a fun game to watch.
Yeah.
That plus
again.
the annoying commentators that are trying to pretend it's an CSGO final. It
Yeah,
doesn't
like
fit.
I wonder if this
is
is pre-recorded,
Katowice.
like gameplay footage, and they're just pretending
Oh
to
no!
play.
It's a draw. That means, oh no, not another. Okay.
The impression, okay, the impression what I'm getting is they're trying to show a full game to give people an idea of what the time commitment is for a game of this. That's what I'm interpreting this as. To us, because we're not playing it, it isn't too interesting. But I hope it's more fun to play.
Oh,
hey, it's
wait,
over!
applause.
Yay! It's done.
Loved it. Every moment.
Time for round 2, best of 3.
I just came to make mammoth tanks, so I've done my job. Yeah,
Absolutely. That was awesome. We saw a little bit of everything right
I'm just here
my
because I've
thoughts
got
are,
paid.
it was a game
I'm out,
and we
bitches.
played it.
I hope In Control got paid a lot of money to be there.
Oh, he
I
did.
like his StarCraft casting.
What you just saw
Bless.
was the worldwide reveal of Command and Conquer.
Rivals. Command and Conquer Rivals. There's your name.
Oh, it is a CNC. Okay.
Real-time strategy
Poor
experience
Command and
for
Conquer.
mobile. We're giving players complete, continuous control of their armies in quick, competitive, head-to-head matches.
So is the RTS genre just dead?
Yes.
Now,
Yeah,
At least
seems
as far as
like
triple.
it.
Android devices. But I'm excited to announce that Android players can play the pre-alpha today. So head
The
to
pre-alpha.
search Command
Another
and
elite.
boy.
The studio has been having an absolute blast.
So
how
the
much
earliest
fun did I-
access.
Please let us know what you think.
On mobile too.
Great.
Oh, we even get a CG trailer for Rivals. Oh boy.
Nice.
Is that what? Oh my god. Wait, hold on. This better have Arnold Schwarzenegger in it.
It won't.
There needs to be a celebrity in here somewhere, or I don't trust it as a. I keep hoping that that's Will Smith.
This is basically a more advanced game of Yu-Gi-Oh. I'm looking at in that way. They got their dual decks. They're ready to go.
I mean, it looks like a fun mobile game. I just wish it wasn't a Command and Conquer game.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, you know, if they just had really shitty cutscenes in between each fight, where fucking famous actors would just pop. Oh god.
Okay, I'm.
No.
I need a voice this. Like, I don't know what would have been better if they show that CG trailer before and then show the gameplay, or like they just did there, just splice it together. It feels two binary opposites, art styles, and
Have you seen any mobile trailers ever? Go look up trailers for Clash of Clans. They look like Pixar movies. They're great.
We are always trying to learn and listen and strive to be better. And so, as you look at the 10 experiences that you're going to see today,
You know, we haven't heard anything about Anthem yet.
No.
Yeah, they're gonna close.
We're only an hour in. We've still got like 45 minutes at least.
Oh, it's a 2-hour thing ish.
I think it's an hour and 45.
Hopefully not.
That's what I heard in the estimate. But that might also be including the pre-show, so who knows. So in that case, it would be another 15.
Oh, is that now the pep talk about, hey, we know microtransactions are bad, but we do it anyway because we are bad.
We need money, and we need money.
it's the Wreck-It Ralph. I'm a bad guy, but that's good.
And so,
Yeah.
think through all the things that we're trying to do.
They're just for your best.
And that we want to make great games.
Yeah, yeah.
As
Then,
much as we love making games, and as much as you love playing them, there's something that is even greater that we can do together. The power of this community when we
The game is actually an acronym. When they say great games, it's generate all the money everywhere.
where we show the world how the power of play can be a positive force for social impact. Millions of you out there participated in 9 in-game challenges in our games, logging millions of hours in support of Play to Give. And to celebrate that, we contributed a total of $1 million to 3 charities that share our vision for a more inclusive world. A world where
So they're getting their tax cut. Cool.
Well, to be fair, EA does do a lot of charity donations, but yeah,
They have to do it to offset the shit that they do.
Yeah.
If they weren't getting so much bad press, they wouldn't have to do that.
They could do other things to do the same, to offset things.
Like, yes, it's great that they're giving money to charities. That's awesome. But the reason they're doing it is because they keep getting bad press.
And thank you for your support. Thousands of us at EA and millions of you together doing immeasurable good because we love games. Thanks for being with us, and thanks for the incredible privilege of making games for all of you. Now, without further ado, let's...
There you go. No, I mean, if you just replaced games from the last sentence that he just said and replaced that with money, I would actually believe him.
Yeah.
So, it's really strange that they're just kind of being very... They're not really building up to Anthem.
No, not really.
And this is their MMO Lite, their answer to Destiny. It's supposed to be their biggest game of the year, supposedly, and it doesn't seem like they're that confident in it.
Well, when the release date is pegged for 2019, isn't it?
Okay,
Yeah.
it might have been delayed.
Yeah.
Or...
Early 19, yeah.
Okay.
Probably first quarter.
February, question mark?
Maybe.
Which then also paints a little
Is that
bit less
Muse?
confidence in things.
Background music sounded like Muse for a second there.
Nah, it's probably just game OST.
Sounded like Uprising to me.
Yeah, so it's the same Destiny, mostly to me.
Except you can swim.
Yeah.
Well, whoever wrote the OST for this listened to a lot of Muse.
Oh yeah, it's just remixed.
Or is this Muse?
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is.
No,
Okay,
now
so
it's
thank you.
Okay.
I'm not
Now
going
we need
crazy
to
then.
talk over it because of copyright strikes
Yeah.
on YouTube later on.
Yeah,
So
I mean, obviously, don't worry. We'll be fine.
So, okay, Anthem, another nice CG trailer, but that's it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
We essentially also learned nothing about the game.
It's E3. When are they going to show more of it, though?
Yeah, exactly.
Next E3. Wait. It gets delayed again. Maybe we'll get more now. Who knows?
Yeah.
Delayed.
I just think they're not really that confident in it. This is basically just a lot of cool concepts that have been mushed together to try to make an attempt at a game, and then it's just gonna probably not live up to potential.
I think they really like their logo. They're really confident in their logo and art team.
So I know all of you, like me, have had tons of questions about Anthem since last year because we're all fans. So we're gonna do something a little bit different for the rest
Questions.
of the show.
When's gameplay?
More talks.
When does BioWare finally close down?
Oh god. When is BioWare gonna become the next Bullfrog? When are we gonna get a Mass Effect mobile game? That's a card game.
Next year.
Next year?
We got it yesterday. What are you talking about?
What?
All right, thanks guys. Thanks for coming out today.
I'm so not looking forward to this.
Very exciting. So Casey,
I mean, the talk.
Oh, right. Okay, I thought you meant
Why you brought gin and tonic?
Yeah.
Right, drink every time someone talks.
They do all like the cool flashy stuff for the yearly titles and their big giant flagship that's going to be the anchor for this press conference. Yeah, just Q&A.
I mean, to be fair,
yeah, so they've got VT to run.
To be fair, they had the same for Battlefield, the QA, but
you see that
not
frame
on
rate?
the press conference.
Potentially in their defense, those cameras are probably running cinematic 25, I think.
And at the same time, it's most likely a dev build. And
that plus it's slightly slowed down. You can see that in the motion of the people.
So that was really the initial vision of the game, not an MMO, not a multiplayer game with stories.
So maybe it's 50 halved or something, I don't know.
New and different, and I think the team has really captured that.
Then what the fuck are you making?
He's lying. I hate to say it, but that's what everybody says. We're making something new and different, and then they just make the same old stuff we've seen before. I hate to be a cynic, but I've seen this happen like every year.
Well, yeah, that's how it works, right?
In a lot of multiplayer games, those things get diluted because you're mixing multiplayer and storytelling into the same areas. Now you could
Those cinematics are reminding me of Far Cry.
Yeah, kinda.
Just either from the depth of field or the kind of, half decent kind of animation.
Dangerous, and you're focused on your mission. And this is where other players get to play with you. The thing that's really interesting about this, it's unique for
Wait, something's interesting about this?
a living shared world. So whether there's
What is that twitching eyeball thing in the background there?
it's nighttime,
It's a MacGuffin. Not really. It's probably just a piece of art.
Actually, it looks like that assault rifle from Halo.
Oh
It
yeah.
looks like a speaker.
Yeah, the speaker. It's playing Muse.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's playing the
Now
intro
we know
music.
where
Gotcha.
the music in the trailer come from.
this is a single player experience.
Welcome to the future, where all we have are remixed versions of decent albums.
No, I thought you were going to say just Muse. Just everything is now
I
Muse.
mean, yeah, I do like Muse. So.
And being a little critical of this again, I also know this kind of project where they came up with a bunch of amazing concept art and amazing concepts for characters and environments, and it's like, okay, let's make a game out of it. And they did that. They rendered it all, and they're like, oh crap, we actually have to make a game. I don't know what to do here. Which is why they've been a little bit vague about even the very specifics of what we're supposed to see in this game.
I don't want to interrupt you, but this looks like a lot of environments from Crisis 2.
Yeah.
I mean, kind of. I don't really know about Crisis 2.
Crisis 2 and 3.
The thing is, the art style looks really good.
Oh yeah, it looks beautiful.
And the visuals in general are very good, but it feels so generic still. And yeah.
Well, what's really
Well,
exciting
it feels like Titanfall without the mechs.
not just the writers, but
Well,
Yeah.
even in their conversation, they're focusing on the environment specifically, the world. And the even though Casey Hudson is there as the story guy, and he's like, well, yeah, we have a story. We have a
So does
story.
Dark Souls.
But the gods left behind their
I think Dark Souls would be more fun to play than this, probably.
Probably, yeah.
It has big robots, which makes me want it.
chaos of those things pushing against each other means
But they look like Michael Bay Transformers.
in new and unpredictable ways.
Yeah, violent storms, mutated creatures.
It will probably be fun to play for like 3 hours, just like Destiny 2.
To be safe in.
I mean, the fact that we haven't even just seen, like just interacting with a game system, like in terms of like upgrading gear or anything like that. It's just B-roll of the environment.
Well, I mean, they can't show the upgrading systems because they would immediately have a shitstorm on their head because of microtransaction, right?
Really the hardest part is getting started.
Yeah, probably.
Getting off the blank page.
So you can upgrade this weapon in 10 hours, or for only $99.99 you can have it now.
Don't joke. I'm just getting images of Dead Space 3 on how they did microtransactions in that.
Yeah.
But they announced that this wasn't going to have any like player-based microtransactions.
Yeah.
They straight up confirmed this game wouldn't have any loot boxes or any ability to buy power.
Yeah, wait for it.
But you know, they change.
Yeah, and one of the
Oh!
Can we see somebody walking? It's just flying.
No, it's the loop again.
Oh, are we back at the beginning?
Yeah. It's the same
Oh,
concept
God.
art again, and now that volcano thing.
And for a game that's supposedly coming out in like 6 months,
And now he's walking into the Stargate. And now he's flying towards the Stargate, and here we go
Now you're
again.
thinking with portals.
Man,
There's some really pretty like desktop backgrounds here.
Yeah.
Wow. It's just they're just like randomly scrambling these clips up now.
yeah, they don't have anything to show, really.
Yeah, and it looks like they've taken some kind of artistic vision on including motion in the images to make them feel more.
Oh, to be honest, I'd be fine with that while they're talking, but not with like looping the same pictures over and over and over and over. You get me? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
so what do we know? Power armor. There's going to be 4 main kind of classes, maybe, judging by.
okay, now they're talking about
4 classes.
Here we go.
And then there's the Colossus, the Interceptor.
Does this look like Warframe to anybody?
The Storm.
A little bit, yeah.
So you have a caster, a ranged DPS, a melee DPS, and a tank.
Yeah.
But the thing to remember
Yep.
is, like Kathleen said, you're
Oh, we're doing something completely different from other MMOs and other multiplayer games. We're just gonna stick with the usual class.
Yeah, that looks like a Warframe.
Hmm.
That straight up looks like a Warframe.
Or
Do something
Genji.
completely
Genji in a
different,
Warframe.
but we are inspired by Destiny and Warframe.
We built the suits to look like they're built from the materials of the world, so they each have their own unique abilities. So let's take a look at the Ranger now. The Ranger is a more general
gameplay.
Okay, finally.
To do a lot of different things.
Big numbers.
Really designed for up close and personal combat, one-on-one for the most part. The Colossus is heavy.
So a little bit spongy, maybe a little bit something like Division.
Well, it's the
Yeah,
same
they
with
learned-
Destiny.
Yeah, that too.
And that's it for gameplay.
I'm sure you guys out there are picking your faves right now too. So the javelins look awesome, but we're going to take a couple questions right now. So Casey tweeted, some of you may have seen, asking for people out there to send us your questions. And
Which have been heavily moderated.
No.
Well, obviously.
about making their character their own, what kind of customization options will be available?
Oh no.
Yeah, so we really want players to express themselves both through customizing the way their javelins
And they had this VT ready?
and weapons, but also being able to personalize the way that it looks, both through.
I'm so gonna express myself like 50
There was an N7 armor in there, by the way.
million people looking.
Was there?
And because you're going
Yeah.
to be using javelins for a long period
Oh.
of time, we really want you to be able to make it your own.
EA presents Sonic Forces.
Jay Levito has a question connected to customization.
Oh god.
Monetization. How, when, loot box, cosmetics.
Yeah, so we are going to
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
vanity items that you'll
Period.
be able to purchase, but you're always going to know what you're going to buy before you spend any money on it. So no loot boxes, no ability to pay for power.
Ew.
That means
What is that?
no ability to spend money on gameplay advantage at all within Anthem. But even more important than that, we want to make sure
So
that Anthem
cosmetic
is
microtransactions.
it feels
Yeah.
like it's complete
Damn.
from the get-go. So that
I'm
means
okay with that.
story,
Buy
big
skins.
open world, and an ongoing service that provides new
I don't
content
know.
over a
It
long period of time.
cosmetic focused economies in MMORPGs have kind of ruined MMORPGs for the most part.
Javelin pink. That's really all I wanted to know. I'm gonna
Even though
Man,
this
you
really
can
isn't an
express
RPG,
yourself.
but you know.
about this being a co-op.
Well, when the
experience.
game, when the main motivation of a game is to sell you cosmetics, they no longer focus on trying to sell you gameplay.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And working together. So you want to get a few people together of different classes. So I think here we're going to see the Colossus, just hammering people on the ground in gameplay. If we can have a look at that. So heavy artillery, being really strong, in
So
melee
tank,
combat.
yeah.
And then here you've got the ranger
Ranged.
shooting down from above, and then they're using combos.
So the question is whether
But what I
the
love
progression will be
is
based
you
on
don't just run
weapons
around
or
here
whether it will
swimming
be
in
based
a
on
flower.
abilities that you gain.
So it's interesting because at the Slate Tones wants to know.
Or if
how will you
progression even
balance
exists.
Multiplayer
Yeah.
and single-player storytelling.
So Anthem's really built around trying to combine the impact of having your own
Keyword,
personal story, and
trying.
the fun of playing with other players. But we really want to make sure that that playing with other people feels like a choice. So for people that want to just experience the story, you're going to be able to do that. Now going out into an open world like this,
Here's also another fallacy when it comes to game design. If your game's a single-player game, focus on that. If it's a multiplayer game, focus on that. The moment you try to do both, you're going to make compromises that shorten the experience in either end.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good to know. If you want to roll solo, you can, but it's just going to be a little bit more difficult. Well, I
But
know
it will be
you all
more
enjoyed
bearable with
a
players. That's what she wanted to say.
out. We show a little gameplay. Yeah? You guys
Like a
like that?
little more than you have up until now?
I think you're going to set this up for us.
Just a little.
So, you and your friends have
Let's get like
decided to
8
play a
seconds.
mission called Scars and Villainy.
No, the
Scars
camera
and
is focused on
together
her
with
while
super weapons.
the people in the audience see the gameplay.
You start in the Strider.
Oh.
You will never find a better hive of scars and villainy.
And that was the gameplay. Thanks.
Enjoy our title screen. You get to press start here, and that's all we have right now.
Good looking menus, though.
All right. Well, thank you
We
so
paid a
much.
graphic designer so much to work on these UI assets.
We're going to go ahead and roll the gameplay now. Enjoy, everybody.
So commentary
Okay,
is
everybody,
if they're
quiet
there.
down. Prepare to be impressed. No Man's Sky.
That's not gameplay.
This is in
Gotta
engine
have a cute little animal to sell plushies of.
And a ATST.
Freelancer, time to get to work. Faye said these bastards made some kind of asset.
Asset? You mean like the assets that we've seen up until now? Hi, Voss. Ew. I don't know why that just looks gross to me.
Yeah.
Something about the inside of that suit.
It's just padding, you know.
I know, but it looked like intestines to me.
Slightly wet padding.
Like sweaty padding.
Probably.
Yummy.
So 2 weapons, probably one on the offhand.
Yeah, probably. Or just even alternate fires, you know.
Take a look around the area, but be careful.
Does anyone feel it's dipping? Frame rate wise.
Dipping?
I mean, I just checked because I thought that there was a little bit of pixelation on the stream. I'm watching in 1080p, and it does not look like it's 1080p. So I'm not seeing any dipping, but
Oh yeah,
the stream seems a little...
there are dips in the frame rate for sure.
Yeah, no, this isn't running at 60.
I mean, it's also development build.
Can I just say, I hate how many effects they're putting in games these days. Stop putting depth of field in your games. It doesn't look good.
So the question is whether that is a boss arena or what, just passing by kind of enemy.
Depth of field provides the benefit of hiding low detailed environments in the distance, so that way you're not spending so much rendering power on them.
Yes, but it gives me a headache.
And it would just benefit popping.
I'd rather have pop
mainly.
in.
I think a lot of people would disagree, though.
This game feels like it's promising so much.
But I will also say that you're valid in being fine with popping too.
I mean, my issue with it is that from the battle we have seen and now with the explosion and shit like that, there are more particular effects on the screen than you can handle and recognize, and you can't tell shit what's going on because it's all particular effects. And that's my issue. I mean, I get it, it looks cool, but it's a little bit too much.
Yeah, it's busy, and it feels a lot... I like games that have a little bit more sense of purpose and direction, you know, where it's a case like, yeah, we put this in the environment because there's a reason for it.
That, you couldn't see shit.
Okay, so after seeing this gameplay here, this is James Cameron's Avatar Warframe Destiny the Third.
Yeah.
The third?
I don't know why I put the third in the end. That was just to make it sound fancy.
Hey, look at that speaker thing.
Yeah, I think it just broke.
Well, who's gonna fix it?
Also narrated by Jarvis.
He's Vision now. Thank you very much.
That was whatever laid all the eggs around here. The sound came from.
It does kind of sound like Jarvis. Oh yeah, I did miss Michael Bay. Sorry, sir, guys.
No, it needs more orange and blue to be Michael Bay.
Well, it almost has enough lens flares to be J.J. Abrams.
Oh yeah.
Like we're being super cynical here, but this looks really cool. I can't not say that. Oh, it's Alien.
I mean, it looks cool, but I'm still not impressed.
No, I mean, like,
what
Monster
would it
Hunter
take
looks
to impress you?
Cooler.
Yeah, Monster Hunter is kind of a good comparison.
Like,
You
I
know,
have
it
a feeling
actually
that's
could
what
just
this is
be
gonna end up
about.
being.
That's it.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. It's
Like,
just
that
sci-fi
just looks like a
Monster Hunter world.
Sure, why not? With a bunch of customizable gear.
And
maybe, like, shorter fights.
And a BioWare story, I guess. I mean, if they just came out of the gate and said something like that, would probably set expectations a little bit more reasonably instead of us trying to have to decipher what this game is going to be.
Yeah.
2019 on Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and PC.
I did say February, so February 22nd, 19. There you go, there's your release date.
They were hoping they could delay it by like... They want it delayed by like 3 years so they can do 2.
A big thank you to all of the developers who showcased their games today and everybody working hard at their studios back home around the world.
But yeah, I agree with you, Billy. For their next big new IP and probably the biggest title next year, they're underselling hard.
Yeah, and that's dangerous because they're just not wanting to set expectations, but when you do that, you allow people to make up their expectations, and then if you let somebody's imagination go wild, they're just going to come up with the most perfect game in the world, and you're never going to be able to deliver that.
Yeah.
Now, that's a lot of available stuff that's out today. Is anybody ready to go home and download anything? No? You're like, I just want to go outside into the fan fest. I get it. So, I want to let you guys know to keep your stream.
See, if I was there, I'd be like, nah, I want to go home.
The FIFA 18 World Cup live tournament
Get in bed.
begin. I'm going to head outside and check out the games, but I want to thank everybody for coming down to EA Play today and watching the press conference, and have a great weekend.
Okay.
Well, yeah.
I'm not impressed besides the second indie game. What was the title again?
Sea of Solitude.
Sea of Solitude.
Exactly.
That thing.
That
And Unraveled 2 looks cute.
Yeah, Unraveled looks like
which you can play now.
More than I don't know.
I don't know. I'm still curious about Anthem. Like, all of the cynicism and garbage aside, like, if that game just ends up being science fiction Monster Hunter with mechs, that sounds pretty neat.
I mean, yeah, honestly, if it is that, that's fine, but I don't think they're even letting us set that expectation, because they haven't confirmed what this game actually is. They just said, oh, it's going to have story, it can be a single player, but multiplayer too, and there's like 4 classes, and there's a sci-fi world, and...
Yeah, exactly.
I think it's, okay, Anthem, I'm going to call it, it's possible to do it single player, but the fact that they've taken the time to make 4 classes, I don't know if it will be. It might be kind of a challenge that people make to try and do it on their own. But I don't know how possible it will be unless it scales down and scales up for 4 players, you know?
I'm guessing it will. Because if you look at Destiny, it's clearly made to be in co-op or multiplayer game, but it works as a single player game just as well as it does as a multiplayer game.
Which is more or less how Monster Hunter is too.
Yeah.
Like, which it kind of makes sense too, because the Destiny stuff, while there was potential there, same thing with the Division, it's fizzled out. I think people really aren't looking for that kind of game anymore. There was a time when they really wanted it, an MMO light like that, but it was just too many failed attempts, and you have to really stick the landing the first time, otherwise you're just not going to have that game become successful as you want it to be. They might want to go a different direction, and looking at, say, the success of Dauntless, the success of Monster Hunter World, yeah, they probably could have gone with that. And honestly, what probably looks like happened is that this originally was going to be a Destiny-like game, and then they realized, oh, Destiny's not doing too well. Well, let's reconstruct this as a Monster Hunter type game now, because that's the new hotness.
And the question is whether that will see more of that kind of monster hunter.
No, I'm also pretty sure that if this game does not do well, this would be the last game we ever see of BioWare, aside from like a Mass Effect mobile game.
Yeah. EA's over. It's all uphill from here, right?
Well, okay, to be fair, they did say that they're going to show off the Battlefield 5 story mission stuff in the Microsoft conference tomorrow. So we're going to still see some more of EA throughout the next couple of days.
Oh yeah, probably, and I guess we will see a little bit of Anthem at Microsoft and Sony as well.
I think my final thoughts on this press conference is I'm not super impressed by anything aside from the fact that, hey, Unraveled 2 looks cute, and that those indie games look pretty cool. Outside of that, nothing really is here for me. This is all just kind of, if you like EA's games, this is for you. If not, then yeah.
You'll know if you're in this demographic. And you might have a few FIFAs sitting on your shelf. That's a football goal in that.
Yeah, it's a very bog standard.
I mean, I kind of agree with you, Blind. The only thing I'd say is Unravel 2 just looks like Unravel 1 with like co-op tucked on it. So yeah.
It looks adorable. Yeah.
It's okay. It's nothing that makes me jump and say, yes, I need to play this. The other indie title, on the other hand, looks very strange to me, and I like that.
I mean, also
weird and creative.
The nice thing about Unravel 2 is that you can play it today. You can go out and buy it today if you want. You know, there's no wait. Or you can have it through Origin Access or whatever they're trying to push these days.
So we're done for today. Although, also, one other thing I want to mention about this, I think I might actually try that Command & Conquer mobile game.
I mean, it's a mobile game. Will probably be free.
I might try it. Yeah, if it's free to play, I'll give it a shot.
I won't.
Crass, it looks a good toilet game.
And for my harshness on Anthem specifically, this comes from me dealing with the MMORPG community and space for over a decade. From World of Warcraft onward, just seeing all the attempts to try to recapture the magic of something. Anthem kind of is following the same footsteps. You see the trends. I want it to do well. I want every game to do well. I don't like games I don't want any game to fail, but keep your expectations low. That's usually a good idea, just because If they're too high, you're going to be disappointed anyway.
That's a wonderful final statement.
With EA.
First of all, thanks everyone for watching. Thanks Fog, Billy and Blind for joining. If you like our videos, you may want to consider heading over to Coffee to buy us a coffee so we can keep up doing what we're doing. See you next time. Bye.
Bye.